Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. Welcome to Hollywood After Dark for the, what is this? The 8th of July. It's July, right? It's July season. July, I don't even know what date it is anymore. Everything rolls together, right? No movies on the horizon. I used to live my life 1 week at a time. I used to live my life based around which movies are coming out. That's how I judged everything in my existence, was by by what movies were coming out. Because I worked at theater, so I had to. That's how I had to do things. So unfortunately now with no movies, I don't know what's going on. I've lost track of time. It could be July, it could be August, it could be whenever. Who knows? Real quick though, just saw this here. Your Chaos, My Serenity, 99-cent super sticker. Thank you very much. I don't get many stickers, but I appreciate that you gave me a sticker. So we're going to jump right into the stuff today. We're going to talk about some smaller things before getting into the bigger thing, which obviously is the Zack Snyder story. Just because that's some shit. Like, I ain't even making that up, man. I ain't even making that up. Last night, I will talk about last night. I will talk about what happened last night. Wow. Okay. So real quick, let's take a look here at a couple things. So we'll do some easy ones first. So, right now we just found out today that, well, I don't know why this there. There we go. We just found out today that Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends have now been delayed due to COVID-19. Because, if there's nothing good we can have, we can't even have horror movies. We're living in like this global pandemic, a global horror movie. And I just want to see a slasher film about a dude in a mask taking people out with a machete or knife or whatever it is Michael Myers wants to use, because it's going to be pretty dope. But anyway, this is what came out from Jason Blum, who is the guy behind all this. He says, it wasn't an easy decision, but we wanted to make sure you got the best experience. Here's a letter from DGG, David Gordon Green, and John, and a sneak peek of Halloween Kills. Saying here, we write this to you heartbroken over the fact that we had to delay our film is even a discussion. But if there's one thing that a career in the film industry has prepared us for, it is the unexpected. That is so true. You guys have no idea. Over the past few weeks, our film has looked at the forecast of theatrical exhibition with obvious concern. We have discussed and struggled with how to best present Halloween Kills to the loyal fans around the world, as well as the new audience we hope to invite to this experience. It was a wild and vibrant production. We lined up a cast of legacy characters like Laurie and Tommy, Lindsay, Lonnie, Marion, Brackett, and The Shape. Then, alongside some new faces, we aggressively made the second chapter of our Halloween trilogy. It unfolded into an experience that was a creative playground, and we feel confident that our misfit pleasures will be seen as an unexpected entry into this franchise. If we release it in October this year as planned, we have to face the reality that the film would be consumed in a compromised theatrical experience. After weighing our options, we've chosen to push the film's theatrical release by 1 whole year. I want to get this off the screen. So on top of that, Universal has agreed to the IMAX presentation of the film in October 2021. We are sound mixing with one of the greatest design teams that can slash, scream, and creep their way under your skin. And we're going to have time to complete the film with the quality fans deserve. And preparation on Halloween Ends has begun as well. And then just, it's an honor working with you guys, and you're signed by David Gordon Green and, of course, John Carpenter. So that's happening right now. We have these movies are off the table, or at least a whole year delay on Halloween Kills. It's not the most painful, I want to say. It's not the most painful delay or release that's this year. To me, I think the biggest one is like Fast and Furious 9, which is weird to say because I'm a huge Fast fan. Have been for almost 20 years now. So I'm a little bit bummed it got pushed back. I'm bummed all these things got pushed back. But the beauty of having children, just for any of you out there who don't have kids and you wonder what it's like, the days go by like that. Like you just don't know what day it is anymore. Like, I don't even know what day it is anymore. It's like, it's Wednesday? I can't tell you. I don't know. All I know is I live by their schedule, and thankfully they're asleep right now, so I can actually get the stream done in time. So, okay, Halloween, you know what? It's good. Give it the IMAX upgrade. That's going to be pretty dope. I mean, really, they released a 30-second little teaser. Looked super intense. It looked really good. I watched it on my phone. So there's that. But I think it's going to be pretty decent, and I think it's going to be pretty interesting. And I want to see what they do with it, because I do love the Halloween franchise. I love those movies, and it gives me more time to actually watch the 2018 movie. I haven't seen it. Yeah, that's my bad. I need to. I'm a fan of the other films. I hear this one's good, so it gives me more time. So that works for me. Maybe we'll do a watch party for Halloween one night. Maybe I'll get around to finally watching it, and we'll do a watch party. Okay, so let's quickly talk about this one. Keeping it in line with horror coming in from Universal, which at this point I think is really doing everything they can to just reclaim the horror genre. Like, they want it bad, and I give them credit for this one. This is coming in from Slash Film. The Wolfman reboot starring Ryan Gosling lands Invisible Man director Leigh Whannell. And that's pretty fascinating in my opinion, because when you think about it, for one, Leigh Whannell is a fantastic director. He is really good in the low budget space. You know, he co-created Saw with James Wan. He did The Invisible Man from earlier this year. He did Upgrade from, I think, a couple summers ago. And a lot of people, myself included, have been fans of his work for almost a couple decades now. So him coming on to do The Wolfman with Ryan Gosling is going to be pretty interesting. Now, of course, there's absolutely no storyline attached to it. We don't know anything about it just yet. Just that they're going to, he's in talks to do it, and they're going to be trying to make it work and probably try to get it out. I'm going to assume they're going to try to get it out like next year. That's what I think is going to happen, just because at this point, nothing's going to be done. They're going to probably start working on it next year, but they're working on the deal. So that's all pretty good. And so, there's all that. So, okay, that's a quick one. These are quick stories today. There's not much going on. I know you guys want to get to the good shit. Let me just make sure I have everything I need here. Okay. Here we go. This is true. This is coming out today that, the Wonder Years reboot from Lee Daniels in the works at ABC. Original star Fred Savage will direct and executive produce, while co-creator Neil Marlins will be a consultant. And this is by far the weirdest news of the day. The Wonder Years, like, Lee Daniels is a great creator, and they want to go and they want to remake the Wonder Years, but have it be about a black family during the 1960s. And I'm like, cool, but just call it something else. And I'm not the only one that thinks that. And I don't think that because, oh, Matt, you don't like, no, it's nothing like that at all. We're in this position right now. We're in this place right now where what you have is this call to amplify black voices, which I think is great. I think black led films are awesome. I love learning new things. I love seeing cultures. I'm a film fan. Okay. But if you're in a place where you want to start really amplifying those voices, and with that talent, have them tell original stories. And I say this literally when it comes to Hollywood. How many times do we bitch and do we moan about reboots and reimaginings and remakes in our culture? A lot of people don't like them. We check them out because it's stuff we want to see. All right, we'll give it a shot. But it's like, why not just do something original? I understand the need for nostalgia to attach the name to something in order to get like normal people to check it out, like the normies who aren't going to know what it is. Oh, rebooting the Wonder Years. Oh, well, okay. Like that sort of thing. Like it's I sound like Don Knotts, but that's really what it is. It's, in my mind, it's pretty dumb to do that. Like, if you want to tell a story about a black family living during the 1960s, clearly going to be dealing with the civil rights movement, clearly going to be dealing with Jim Crow, clearly going to be dealing with the racial tensions in the country, because it is very, much a topic of today. And that's great. Why call it the Wonder Years? Because nothing about that is going to be wondrous. You know what I mean? It's a time of transformation in the country, but it's going to be filled with such sorrow and anxiety and angst and terror in some cases, in order to get to get past it, to get that hump. And I mean, I'm just saying, I think it's dumb to call it the Wonder Years. Call it something else. I mean, Everyone Hates Chris, or Everybody Hates Chris, was essentially the same show, right? It was essentially the same show. It was basically Chris Rock, an idealized version of his family. Everyone Hates Chris. And that was basically very similar in concept. And like, okay, it was a good show. People really love that show. So why not, that wasn't called the Wonder Years Chris Rock edition. It's just stupid to do that, I think. It's not that they're running out of ideas specifically. It's that they don't have Like they're so desperate to hold on to this like nostalgic rose-colored glasses perspective on things that I think they're deathly afraid of making something new. And I also want to point out, if Daniel Stern has nothing to do with any of this, I'm not paying attention. That's my limit. I'll give it, I want Daniel Stern involved. Maybe not as the narrator, but definitely something else. And so I just, that's the thing. I think just call it something else. It's an interesting concept. I'm not against it. I'll check it out, but definitely call it something else. Right. I think you guys might agree with me on that one. Actually, let me take a look here at the chat. Let's see here. Yeah, it's a whole different show. Yeah, it is a whole different show. So there's all that. Okay. Real quick, I do want to bring up one thing I saw today. I have to give Screen Junkies, to lead into this segment, by the way, the one that people are here for. I have to give it up to Screen Junkies, who right before I went live posted this on Twitter. And I mean, that is great. That is great. Movie villain, actual villain. If you know anything about the Snyder Cut, anything about what went on with Warner Brothers, anything of the sort, then you know for a fact how crazy, like how funny that is, how really funny this particular tweet is. And I had to get it. I had to share it with you guys because it really does tie in to what we're going to talk about next, which I'm not even going to like do a lead in. I'm just going to play a clip, and I want you to listen to the clip, and I want you to reenact that GIF from the Naked Gun 33 1/3, where everyone just slaps their head, because this is the insanity we're dealing with when it comes to one Mr. Andy Signore.
The coup they're trying to do with Geoff Johns, they tried to MeToo him. Have you really just not been paying attention? Zack Snyder is trying to take over. Because Warner Brothers is out and Warner Media is in, there's a huge coup of sort of trying to get Snyder back in charge to start taking over the movies. Why do you think that might piss off Warner Brothers, who didn't like the movie and has said for years that they didn't like the movie? Why do you think they would dislike what's happening right now?
Yeah. So looking at that was from last night. That was on Mad Max's stream. It was a wild experience. I was on there a couple times. It was pretty fun. Got a little bit heated, got a little bit loud. I might have said the F word way more than I should have, and to Max I apologize. But we'll talk about why that's important here in a second. So if you listen to that clip, if you really listen to that clip, what is Mr. Andy Signore implying there? That Warner Brothers, or people around Warner Brothers who are in the pro Zack Snyder camp, are attempting to Me Too Geoff Johns. Now, I looked into this and I found this thread on NeoGAF. Surprisingly run a couple days ago by Jeremy Conrad, who is going on there as Manabite. And there's a posting here from a woman named Cinnamon Bun, who says that Geoff Johns DM'd her flirty messages. And when she was 17, that's what she's saying. There's been some other women that have come out and said that Geoff Johns was sending flirty messages. So far, I haven't seen any actual proof of that. I saw like a smiley face emoji with sunglasses, and that was meant to imply flirtatious, which is then meant to imply bad. I don't know. But this is, in regards to Me Too, seems kind of weird, because it's just like he sent flirty DMs on Twitter. The guy has got no game, slid into DMs. There's clearly a power dynamic there, which I do think, if that is the case, then that is definitely a bad thing. If you are a person who is in a position of power and you are using that power to try to hook up with your audience, there's a problem. And I think Andy really relates to that. Right? So we can see why there'd be a little bit of anger. Why there'd be a little bit of anger coming off of him on that one. A little bit of a hot take. I get it. Completely get it. Okay. And on that side, I'm on Andy's side. Okay. He didn't do it. He didn't do anything that was like, that would be considered sexual assault. It wasn't good in regards to like, other things he did. But on that front, he's a cheater, not a rapist. Okay. And we need to make sure we put that to bed. All right. He did not rape or sexually assault anybody. That's been proven. So at this point, it is what it is. But you can tell Andy gets heated when it comes to this sort of thing. And I understand that. Now, the reason why this is important is because Andy Signore is insane when it comes to talking about the Snyder Cut, when it comes to talking about this situation as a whole. We know that a few months ago, back in March, he ran that scoop that Warner Brothers never wants to work with Snyder ever again, that they hate when the Snyder Cut gets trending on Twitter, and that they despise him. And then, of course, we find out, whoopsie. And then Andy, after that, doubled down, and I chronicled that in some videos. I talked about that, where I showcased how duplicitous he is, and I showcased what kind of person he is, and I showcased all these things. And so last night on this live stream, we got into it pretty hard. And the subject came up of our fallout. And the reason why, and I'm going to show you guys something that I will be criticized for showing you, but I feel like it's important when we talk about why in this space, someone like Andy Signore should not be trusted by any stretch of the imagination because of the type of person that he is behind the scenes. And this is why. This is not calling him out to cancel him or nothing like that. This is for you to understand that when it comes to this situation, when it comes to trusting a person on YouTube, there's a level of gaslighting that happens. And this is what, and the thing is, I was accused last night. This is what I'm bringing up. I was accused multiple times last night of being a snake, of being a liar, of being a hypocrite, of being a backstabber. And I wanted to address that today. And I wasn't going to until I saw that clip that Andy's out there trying to run this narrative that Zack Snyder is trying to run a coup on DCEU and all these things. Like, I mean, come on. If you pay attention to what's going on, AT&T and Warner Media realize that the old guard fucked up. And they want to go back and try it again by not screwing over the creative. It's not a coup. It's not a coup. It's reality. It's what's been done, but Andy can't understand that. And when you criticize him on that or anything, he freaks out. He loses it. Go back and watch that stream and you will watch a person unravel in real time. So I want to show you guys this. Now, first, before I show you guys this, let me talk about why. When Andy and I had our falling out back on April 3rd, he had posted a video where he had criticized a person with 100 Twitter followers. 100 Twitter followers. That was it. Guy had like no presence on Twitter, barely any presence on Twitch, a nobody by just those definitions. But that guy had called Andy a predator or a rapist or something, and that triggered Andy. So Andy wanted to dive into this person. He wanted to dive into this guy and find everything bad that this guy had said on Twitter and then post a 30-minute video where they exposed this guy, some random on the internet. Now, Andy has had those kind of things done to him. I've had those kind of things done to me. So I sent him a message privately on Twitter where I had said, this is fucked up. Like, be better. And the pushback was about what you would expect if you followed any bit of Andy Signore's meltdowns across the board. And I can't show you those DMs because he has me blocked, even though last night he said, show the DMs. I can't, he has me blocked. But what I can do is show you guys our conversation after the fact. Because as soon as he accused me in private of being a bully, and he did, and if he would unblock me, I would prove this because I need to clear my name on this one because I was coming to him as a friend. And it went all crazy. And now he's accused me of all these things because I've criticized him in some of his hot takes. And again, he runs out there and he says all this stuff, makes a big deal of it, but won't unblock me to get access to the DMs so I can at least prove my innocence on this one. So after we got into it on back and forth, where I explained my position, he says, you're bullying me. And I said, okay, fine. Let's immediately unfollow each other. I wanted to immediately disengage. I unfollowed him on Twitter. I told him to unfollow me. I said, have a good day. And I left. A few minutes later, this is what happens. I start getting these text messages. Now, let me just clear off the banner here so you guys can see this. He says, I don't know why you made that public. He's referring to this tweet right here. You can see of me saying anonymously, a victim of abuse hurling more abuse at someone is way less powerful from them is scummy, full stop. And then going on to say that, basically what's underneath that, someone says, what's up? And I said, someone who should know better is making a big mistake, but no one's calling him out on it. So that's what he's upset for. So I said, gotta say, love your commitment to gaslighting. You use your platform, 110,000 subscribers, to bully an asshole. You tell those 110,000 people to continue to dig into this guy. You then publicly call him out on Twitter when he privates his account in an attempt to bully. When you get the upper hand, he admits he was wrong, and you leave the video up to serve as a reminder. Gaslighting doesn't work on me, so stop trying. Own up to the fact that you were the butthurt asshole in this scenario. Then he says, I did. Check your ego. And then this is where I'm, again, attempting to be the friend here. I say, apparently no one else actually cares about watching you grow as a person and has the balls to call you out on this shit, because no one else did. No one else in that scenario, in the friend group that he has, would ever call him out. In fact, they're completely in favor of him doing that. They go on those streams with him when he does that. I'm the only one that said something, and you can see how this breaks down. He says, then I say here, but I'm not going to stick around and watch you not listen and go after the next anonymous account on Twitter that says mean things to you. And he says, if you cared, you wouldn't have gone public. You seem to burn bridges to continue being the eternal victim. I say, I'm not a victim here. What you did was scummy as fuck. He says, you've said that. And so I said, yep. So we're at an impasse. Enjoy your Friday night. Then he says, you're not. So then he goes, you're not helping. You made this about you. You spoke in private. Then you needed to say it public. Appreciate the kick. You did this in public before too. Real classy. And then he posts this screen grab. And then he goes, anything for clicks. So I said, did I make a video? Am I going to make a video? No, there's no point. And then he's like, night dude, there's no point. Haha. And I said, you clearly want to be the victim here, just like you were by going after that guy who has no power. And then he starts like, coming after me with all this morality stuff and everything. And then it continues. He keeps going like, oh, talk about your true colors. There people message me about you, about your anger. Push us all away if you need to. Stop pushing me publicly. Good night. And then I reiterate what I said here. I said, you went after a dude who's literally powerless on the internet because he's a dumbass, and it made you feel good to own somebody. You can whine and cry to me and text message all you want. It doesn't change what you did. It doesn't change your intentions, and it doesn't make you the good guy. If you actually want to be a better person, you would want your friends to hold you to account when you fuck up. You don't listen to someone unless they say something publicly. So I said something subtly so I know you would hear it. No video was made. No direct tagging was made, but I clearly triggered you, and I want you to think about that. And he says, dude, stop telling me how I feel. That's not how I felt. We clearly aren't friends. It upset me because you are a friend and you came to me hard, unasked. I don't agree with your take or how you handled it. I admitted to where I messed up and intend to make a follow-up. Mistakes are good. Good night. And then this was, again, minutes later, he comes back at me with, also, you want to talk about cred. So keep in mind, he's like, I made a mistake, but I'm going to handle it. And then he waits a couple of minutes and says, you want to talk about cred? You want to know why everyone turns on you? Read how you took shots at your friend. You don't need to make it public. And I said, and you didn't make it that video. Look in the fucking mirror. And he goes, people don't like that. I know, because I'm getting text. Dude, two wrongs don't make it right. Good night. You burned a bridge. I'm like, that's on you. You made it about you. You need to publicly be morally superior publicly. And you think I'm the only bully. Dude, you are insane. Got to go. And all these were like this rapid fire. They were just rapid fire at me. And I said, Andy, I did make it about me. I told you precisely why I feel the way I feel over what you did. You texted me a lot because I clearly got under your skin over valid criticism. And he says, because I care. And I said, it's best that we don't talk right now because we're both angry. Have a good night and a good weekend. And he goes, I liked you. I defend you. And I'm sad all the warnings were true. I'm just bummed. I'm good, man. Again, I hope you are okay. And I wish you and your family well. I don't need to talk more. And then I said, Andy, this isn't helping. I know you want the last word, so just take it. And he responds with this weird ass gif. Now, at the end of the day, I wasn't going to ever make this public, but we got into this last night, and it's like, it pissed me off because you have a guy who is slandering me for literally trying to be his friend. And then the moment after all this went down, keep in mind, this is what Andy did. He ran to a podcast called The Ralph Retort, which is where I famously had my breakdown. Okay. To be fair, for those of you who know that story, you know that story. If not, look it up. It's bad. It's 2 years ago, but it's bad. But he knows that those people harassed me in real life, that they doxed my girlfriend, they doxed my family, they doxed my house, they doxed me, they found my phone numbers. He knows all of that because I've told him all of that. And as soon as this happened, he ran to the podcast that night for their Friday show to complain about me, knowing that they already don't like me. And he's going on to literally a podcast that has been booted off of YouTube for hate speech and anti-Semitism, that's been run off of multiple platforms for hate speech and anti-Semitism, that frequently hosts alt-right pro-Nazi fascists. He ran there to complain about me, knowing that they would then come after me. Never mind the fact that one night I was on Andy's stream and they attacked Andy for having me on, and Andy went after them and made like a whole bunch of money in super chats. But as soon as he goes the other direction, he runs right to them, right to that echo chamber to talk crap about me. I didn't do that. Now, I called him out when the Snyder Cut stuff happened because he was being a petulant child and he was attacking a fandom that did nothing wrong, and he was purposefully baiting them and insulting them and mocking them until we found out the Snyder Cut actually existed. And when the Snyder Cut actually existed, then we come to find out, oh, well, guys, I got so much pushback for everything I said. I'm pro Snyder Cut, you guys. Hashtag release the Snyder Cut. Hashtag release the Ayer cut. If you've noticed, he switched his entire thing. It just goes to show you the type of person that he is. And I just felt the need to defend myself. Because, and I would show you guys the outright DMs. I'd show you the private messages too. I don't care about that because I went to him as a friend who has watched this person go through an insanely terrible situation, an insanely terrible experience of being branded a sexual predator at the beginning of the Me Too movement when it wasn't true, and it destroyed his life, it destroyed his psyche, it destroyed his mental health and all that stuff, his well-being. And instead of actually trying to better himself, he immediately falls back into the same traps. And after I first said something in a video about this, I was contacted multiple times by people who know him in real life and have sent me messages that are the exact same that he sent me. And the reason why I'm saying this is because when you have a person like that when there's a disagreement, all they can do is bully and chide and try to play the victim and try to minimize everything you say because you're just out for trying to be a narcissist. And I will fully admit I'm a narcissist. I'm a YouTuber, for Christ's sake. I listen to myself talk all the time. And I love the sound of my voice. It's fucking sexy. But you can see these things play out. And in this particular world right now, where we're locked down because of COVID, it's only gotten worse. And last night during that discussion, during his badgering of Max at the end and everything else, it shows you the type of person that he is. A desperate, scared little boy. And that's really what it boils down to. And so when he comes on there and he makes those claims, Zack Snyder's running a coup, they're trying to Me Too Geoff Johns. He's doing it because he knows it will play to a certain base of people. And he knows it's going to get hits, and he knows it's going to work in his favor for a hot second until it gets too hot in that kitchen, and he's going to turn tail and run back and go to the next group that will listen to whatever rantings Blandy Andy Signore has to say. And that's frustrating because I want Andy to succeed. I want Andy to get better. And when I fucked up, and I fucked up bad, I had friends come to me and go, you fucked up. Like, there's no excuse. You fucked up. And I'm like, I did fuck up. And they go, you fucked up. But you know what they didn't do? I accepted that. I said, yeah, I fucked up. And we talked about it. As I showed you guys, that was like the obsessive ex-girlfriend coming at me as I'm like, dude, I don't want to talk to you right now. Like, back off. And he just kept going and going and going. And that's what we deal with. That's the world we deal with right now. So there we go. Red comment here. Great comment. Having this much wounded pride over an alternate cut of a film is strange to me. Andy comes across as unhinged. And that goes back to the desperation. There's literally a video on his channel you can find where he does like a 19-minute video. This is from a while back. And he's like, if you only watch one video of mine, watch this. And he put like, I think 10 different edits in the video, like 10 different ad breaks in the video. And he's like, YouTube isn't promoting my content. I'm not making any money. Please watch this and just put it on and walk away for 20 minutes. And we'll see if it works. I don't know if it worked or not, but it's like, that's the level of desperation Andy Signore is at. When he makes videos talking about John Campea, but then gets mad at Mad Max or myself for making videos about him on takes he has said publicly. My favorite thing about last night was when he accused me of punching down on him. And I said, but you've got 110,000 subs. I've got 33,000 subs. That's not punching down. And he's like, oh, well, subs matter now? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is the kind of person. I really implore you guys to go and listen to that whole thing. You will watch a man unravel. Now, granted, I riled him up a little bit but to get to a point. Because it's just nothing but a circle. He pivots, he circles around, he tries to turn the argument back around. He'll apologize while playing the victim. This is the world we're dealing with here. Anthony here says, I don't like bullies. I deal with bullies all my life. Yeah, and that's being a bully. So, you know, Truth here says, Zack Snyder is staging a coup to take over DC properties. Why didn't anyone tell me? Exactly. That's just where we find ourselves. That is exactly where we find ourselves on this one. It's unfortunate. And I didn't want to talk about it because I just want to sit here and talk about crap and like have a good time and joke with you guys and shit like that. But like, there's some things, you know, there's things where I've been accused of stuff and I've never defended myself because it wasn't worth it. And I got really ticked off last night. So I wanted to, I wanted to address it and put up my evidence. I can't get to the other evidence because I've been blocked, but apparently that makes me a coward. So I don't know. You broke his heart. Apparently I did break his heart. I'm a heartbreaker. That's what my mom's friends told me when I was growing up. She's like, he's going to be a real heartbreaker. It happens, I guess. What can I say? All right. The truth here has the next Midnight's Edge Doomcock collaboration. Breaking news, Zack Snyder staging a coup against Kathleen Kennedy to take over Star Wars. Source, Andy Signore. #Signore. Anyway. Let's see. I'm pretty sure in 2020, no one knows what the word coup means. I know. Hey, at least they can spell it correctly. That's pretty good. Let's see here. Anthony says, it sucks Halloween Kills got delayed. Time to renew my Regal Pass. Well, you got time, but there's going to be other movies coming out here pretty soon. What do I think the mystery movies are at DC fandom? Oh, fuck if I know, dude. I have no idea what they're going to be. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, what could it be? You know, we're hearing reports like there's a Constantine movie on the horizon, ladies and gentlemen. Umberto Gonzalez comes out. There's no Constantine movie here. Everyone then in the tweets response, people are like, yeah, but you said that about the Snyder Cut too. So like, what is it? What is it, Umberto? This is why the scoop game is driving me up the damn wall. So much of it is just like circle jerk fan fiction. That's all it is. It's just circle jerk fan fiction. You know, like, do you read Bounding into Comics? Like the new Midnight's Edge video. I read, like, I can't stomach it to watch it, but I read the article talking about it. And he said like, you know, what is it? Like, that the production team, right? The production team at Lucasfilm hid Easter eggs to be able to invalidate the sequel trilogy right underneath the nose of Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams. Like, are you fucking listening to like what is coming out of your mouth? For one, the production team was Bad Fucking Robot. All right. And Bad Robot is contracted to make a Star Wars movie through Lucasfilm. Yes, there are Lucasfilm creatives that work on the movie, but the production team itself is going to end up being Bad Robot. JJ had oversight on practically everything in that film. They didn't have time to do reshoots. They rushed that movie through. That's why it had its issues. They rushed it to be done. If only COVID would have happened last year, we could have gotten a better Star Wars movie. They would have had more time to make it right. They would have more time to make it work out. You know, it is. Anyway, do you think NYCC will be canceled this year? Yeah. Well, it's December, I think, right? Or is it November? I forget when, but I think so. Yeah. Or is it October? I forget. I want to go one year. Hopefully to be able to go. Any word on Dune? No, just that it's coming in December, probably. But if Tenet doesn't launch soon, if Tenet doesn't happen in August, Dune ain't coming till 2021. Like, they're going to bump Wonder Woman back to Christmas and they're going to put Dune sometime next year. So why am I the heartbreaker? Because I'm just, you know what? I'm a sweetie pie. And the girls all love me. He says with a straight face. Let's see. Thoughts on Hasbro and Toei ending the deal regarding Power Rangers and Super Sentai. Well, I mean, Hasbro now has the rights to Power Rangers, and they are a toy manufacturer. So they're going to clearly want to do their own thing. I mean, it just makes the most amount of sense. They spent $500 million to buy not just Power Rangers, but like a number of other properties from Saban. So yeah, clearly they want to do their own thing, and Hasbro has a deal with, I think, Paramount. So, and they're going to do Hasbro Films is something now they're working on. It just makes the most amount of sense. That's what it means. Let's see here. Midnight's Edge content has become really repetitive. You can anticipate the exact SJW. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, when it comes to that stuff, again, Andre has said he's not a Star Wars fan. He's openly admitted that. So he's not a Star Wars fan. He's reporting on what he's been told. He's got no emotional connection to it. And, I'm rocking my Stormtrooper hat, my Popco my Funko Pop Star Wars Stormtrooper t-shirt, looking like one of those dudes that's like never touched a vagina until the age of 26. And I could talk about that with more passion. Let's see here. Honestly, the whole sequel trilogy would have been better if it would have been rushed and directed. Yeah, I agree. They could have even done it every other year. It should have been done by the same director. That was a big mistake on their part. Thoughts on The Boys season 2 trailer? Violent. And I want to know why Billy is coming out of a shark. And a lot of people apparently are going to die. So that's going to be fascinating. Did I hear about theater companies suing the state of New Jersey for not allowing them to open despite churches being allowed to run? Good. I'm sorry. I'm not a religious person, but theaters are my place of worship. I go and pay my tithing to the theater to gain access to the amenities. I give them my hard-earned money in a collection bowl for popcorn and soda, and I want to sit there and be preached to by the magical flickering lights for 2 hours while I forget about all my life's problems and hope that the moral code of a movie actually makes me a better person. But churches can open. Anyway. Let's see here. Will I live stream? No, I would not live stream with Nerdrotic. If I live stream with Nerdrotic, it would just be me yelling at him the entire time. That's what it would be. There'd just be no question about that. I would just be yelling at him the entire time. Gary seems like a nice guy. Everyone's told me Gary's a nice guy. I would just call him out for the charlatan that I believe he is, and how he not only amplifies bigoted, racist, sexist voices, but he brings them on his show all the time. He runs, podcasts with them, Doomcock, and all that stuff. He looks the other way. And it's like, this guy claims to be more of a liberal, lives in Frisco. He hates living in Frisco, but still lives in Frisco. That's the great thing about Republicans or conservatives living in a very blue state. I hate living here. Oh, you're going to leave? No, the sun is too nice. No, but it's just, I don't like him. I don't like the content he puts out. I think it's nothing but clickbait. I think it's nothing but hyperbole. It takes every ounce of my being to not constantly want to respond. I have to just not watch it. I get so angry watching it because it's all fiction. It's all performance theater. That's the entire Fandom Menace in a nutshell. It's all performance theater, right? They basically say your opinions, but they have it come out of their mouth. And that's what they do. I don't like it. I can't do it. I got 100 people in here right now. Very happy with that. I got to wrap it up here in about a couple minutes because I got to go wake up my kids. But that's where I'm at with it. More or less, it's just I'm happy with this. I don't want to sell my soul to be that. I've been in the position before, and this is true. When I was doing all the anti-SJW content in 2016, talking about I was anti-Hillary Clinton, I still am, but I was propping up Donald Trump a little bit. And I feel dirty and slimy now because I think even back then I knew that it was the wrong thing to do, but the audience I had accumulated wanted it. And the audience I had accumulated were giving me upwards of $500 a day in the end of 2016. That's how much money I was making a day back in 2016. Upwards of $500, usually around the $300 mark, but I'm not kidding. That was per day, right? And it was just selling this bullshit narrative to people who I don't agree with politically, and I'm lying to them, and I'm sensationalizing things, and I'm selling out because the money was really fucking good. And so when I listen to people in the Fandom Menace and they're like, I love Star Wars, but my God, it's all beta male cucks. It's just feminist propaganda is all it is. Okay. But I love Star Wars. It's such an amazing franchise. It means so much to me that I just love it so much. But it's so shit. It's just terrible. It's god-awful garbage. I want to vomit when I look at it now. Kathleen Kennedy, it's just a feminist C word. A real see you next Tuesday. But my God, I just, you go back to the original trilogy and it's so good. It's so amazing. I love it so much. But my God, It's just garbage now. Baby Yoda's really sexy, though. I really do like Baby Yoda. And the Mandalorian with that giant helmet, I bet you his penis is huge. Oh, Kathleen Kennedy was an executive producer on that? Oh my God, just kill me. That's all it is. A woman is starring in Star Trek. My God, ring the bells. Alert the masses, we've got a feminist. It's just going to be nothing but like period Muriels on the fucking wall. You know, it's the most stupid shit on the planet. All because they fucking hate this crap. Like they go, oh, it's just monetized hatred and negativity, all for the purpose of trying to bilk the audience for as much as they can. And the fact that the audience eats it up and they keep coming back for more, like the world's worst money shot in a porno, is just laughable to me. Because I deal with these fandom menace people all the time, and they're like, you're just jealous of Doomcock. Yeah, I'm jealous of a guy that stands there, wears a mask over his face, and makes up bullshit. I mean, sure, if I had no moral compass or conscience and I wanted to lie to everybody all the time, I'd take the money too. But I actually care about the industry, I care about what's going on, and I want to be accurate in my reporting. But hey, you guys do you. It's all nonsense. No more coffee today. I've only had one energy drink, and the day is not over yet. And this is a LaCroix hibiscus, naturally incensed, caffeine-free, sweetener-free, sugar-free, calorie-free. Sparkling water. They're going to become my new sponsors, clearly. So there's that. Let's see here. Doomcock, is this a low-grade cult leader? Yeah, pretty much. They all are, actually. What do I think of that Star Wars girl? Oh, my God, that cracks me up. So when I criticized Mecha Random last year, because I think she's an idiot. As a person, I think she's an idiot. I think vapid, unintelligent, unable to actually formulate her own opinion without being spoon-fed to her. I think she's dumb. But that has nothing to do with her gender. That's just her as a person is dumb. You know, like when I see a thumbnail of hers floating around on Twitter, I think back to that episode of South Park when they're talking about the Mormon church and they're all like, dumb, 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 dumb. Like that's what I think of. So I criticized her for talking shit about Black Panther without actually having seen Black Panther. And she's admitted this, by the way. And then that Star Wars girl like quote tweets me and she's just like, oh, so now you're attacking women? You're attacking women? And I'm like, wait, what? And like so many in the fandom menace were like coming at me trying to call me a sexist or I'm bigoted because I'm criticizing a woman. Like literally, they are literally coming at me. Like go and find that video where Mecha Random threatens to sue me. And I put the tweet in there of that Star Wars girl. Like it's so goddamn funny. This is the reality that they live in. It's an echo chamber. It's a bubble and it's so full of their own farts. They're all just fucking high on feces. It's all it is. And I long for the day when that bubble eventually bursts, because it will. What's going to happen when Kathleen Kennedy leaves Star Wars? What's going to happen when all of a sudden, like maybe Star Trek is good, right? What's going to happen when we are out of content? Because you can't get mad at it if it's not there, right? Like what's going to happen? They'll find something. That's the whole point. I mean, that's the whole point. They'll find something to harp on. Someone will make up a rumor and they'll run with it. And then outlets like Bounding Into Comics and Cosmic Book News and Bleeding Fool and Showbiz Cheat Sheet. They'll run those articles because they don't actually care about fact checking. New rumor states J.J. Abrams has a tiny micro dick. And it's like all over YouTube. And it's all over freaking parts of social media. And that's what they, and they run with that shit because no one fact checks. No one fact checks, like at all. And that is the problem. Where we find ourselves right now, this culture on YouTube, people want to believe tinfoil constantly. Constantly. I mean, like all I can associate it with is that all these people do is just watch Alex Jones and feverishly masturbate. So. More annoying voice, Mike Zero, PJW, dude. I can tune out Mike Zero, but PJW is just like, facetious as fuck. Best Adam McKay, Will Ferrell movie. People are going to say Talladega Nights, right? But I'm going to say Step Bros. And I put that even above Anchorman. So there's that. Let's see. How long until the fandom menace drifts into anti-Semitism? I have no idea. I haven't heard, thankfully, I haven't heard anti-Semitic content yet. It might get there. I'm not going to sit there and say, I don't want to sit there and like, I mean, they're definitely like bigoted sexists, 100%. So there's that. But like, going into anti-Semitism, it's like, I don't think they even know what that word means, if I'm being honest with you. Again, they don't know the industry. They don't know any of the history of the industry. They don't know what's going on in the industry. They just read headlines that they all kind of circle jerk to each other, and that's their entire game. Anyway, I need to go. This went off on some shit. This was cathartic, right? We got, look, here's the deal, guys. We got fucking 100 people watching, 93 people watching right now. So do me a solid and give the video a like. Why not? Subscribe if you're new. Okay, subscribe if you're new. Do that. What are my thoughts on the Rebirth rumor? It's been debunked, so no. What do I think of Tyrone Magnus? Ugh. God, he went from like, I'm just going to watch something and subtly react to it, to like, let me tell you all about how Star Wars is getting rebooted. Like, again, no research time, no prep time, just turn on a camera and talk. And it's their right to do it, 100%. And that should be my right to criticize it. Anyway, let's see here. All right. Yeah, I'll see you later. But here, okay, come on, Keen, where's that at? All right, there we go. For those of you guys who don't know, I have the Facebook group. I'm building it up right now. Facebook.com/groups/3book. If you got stuff you want me to take a look at, you can head over there and post it. We'll be doing a lot more live streams through there too, a little bit, just as like the way to kind of hang out. Good times had by money. And there's that. So anyway, guys, this has been a fun hour. I'm so going to catch so much shit for this later on, if I'm not already. So it'll be good. Let me actually check and see if anyone's yelling at me right now on Twitter. All right. And no, nothing that I really care about. Okay, cool. Let's see here. All right. That will come later on. All right, everyone. Have yourself a great day. Thank you for watching. Join the Facebook group because it's good times. And I'll see you all tomorrow.